I'll never forget, one of the first really memorable ones was we taught a young girl about 16 or 17 who had just a rough life. Her mom had passed away. Her dad wasn't in the picture. She was taken in by her mom's friend who was, helping her and paying for her to go to school, and really was her second mom. So we started teaching her. I don't remember how we found her necessarily, whether it was just attracting on the street or contacts, but she just ate everything we taught up. She loved the church. She loved the members. We had some really strong girls in our branch at that time that really kind of took her in and befriended her, and we were all set to go, and had planned a baptism. And the day before we went to get everything ready, which we usually did to check on her and make sure that she knew what was going to happen the next day. She was crying and was kind of distant, and we what's happening. And the lady that she lived with had decided that she didn't want her to be baptized, and was kind of against her being a member of the church, and had told her if she went through with it that she was going to be kicked out of the house and wasn't going to have school paid for anymore, and she didn't know what to do. And so the day of her baptism came, and it was still kind of the same thing, and we didn't know what to do, and we're trying to kind of scramble. She had another friend in the ward that said, well, she can come live with me. That's kind of the members we had saying, yeah, she can come live with us, but she didn't know how she was going to pay for school, and it was just it was crazy. So we kind of just left it at that and said, well, we'll postpone it for today and see what happens. And so we went about working the rest of the day and had a Noche Misional that night, which is our mission activity at the branch building. So we showed up for that, and she was standing out in front of the church. And we were like, oh, Maria, what are you doing here? And she said, I don't care what happens, I want to be baptized. And we were just kind of shocked. We were shocked. We were just like, oh my gosh, no way. And she's like, I want to do it, and we're going to do it right now. So we had forgotten to fill up the font. We were like, what will we do? It's going to take too long to fill up the font. So we knew that there was a little river, a little creek running kind of behind our building. So we took the whole ward, and our Noche Misional activity turned into a baptism. So we took the whole ward up to this little creek and found a spot. Was super low, and it was getting dark, so we had flashlights, members flashing flashlights on us. My companion had to kneel in the water, and she had to sit down because it was so low. But we made it work. So we baptized her in that creek with our whole branch there. And it was incredible. So we walked back down to the ward building, had our little activity, and walked her home. And we're like, oh, man, if we didn't know what was going to happen, because she was going to have to go explain to this lady who was her caregiver that she had been baptized. And so we said our phone, our phone's on. If you need help and we need to move you somewhere, let's do it. And so that night we didn't get a call, and the next morning went over and visited, and the lady that night had a complete change of heart, and had just decided, hey, if you want to do it, you do it. It's fine. I'm not going to stop you. So it was really an answer to prayer, and an example that if you do what the Lord wants you to do, you'll be blessed. And she knew that she was going to be blessed for what she did, and went home, and the lady completely changed her mind. So that was really a really powerful experience.